As you said, we'll start once again. Okay.
Maybe that's.
It's mine. Oh, it's one good. Yeah, I'm from. Yeah. He was over there. You kicked me off, please? Oh, it's not showing on my phone.
Okay.
Hey, like, big. You didn't like your touchscreen? What's that? Oh, that phone. It's not showing on my. I can't see nothing on my phone now. Oh, there it goes. That dude was funny. Rob Smith. Because he made senior his first try. So he had to still on all other. Well, I made it the next year. My fifth try. So I sold on right away. So he got arrested by 2 months. But I already took like 4 years. I was like, I'm sorry. The shirt had been some years the same. And I was like, hey, this is right. I was like, easy. My boy looking at me. But then I made it before you. When he finally made it and then retired. I was a chief at ACC. I had a match off my season. She made sing. He sits now. She made sing. They do it from master. We'll see. I hope so. I'm still working on them. I ain't retired yet, so I still got some time. I got another. Figure it out real quick. I got next week stuff next month. Hey, there you go. Hey, you got get that one. All right, right this time. Say what you do. I gotta worry about that. Because I got mild before. Okay. But that wasn't enough. I think that's something that's totally there. Even if it comes up the same, which I'm just they're honest. It's also work out. It's always every Putting the money, trying to get that. Where? How you doing, man? I do like you. How you doing? Oh, man, almost a year now? February. Of this year? Yeah, I since I quit last year. I did my, yeah, me too. Last year. Ah, okay. February. Yeah. What you gonna do, man? Yeah, still figuring it out. What you doing? And like just coming, I'm doing like. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah. Yeah. Every other Friday I have. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But yeah, man, you were like, you know, thanks for it's coming. Yeah. Trying to get this stuff. My daughter's trying to figure this out.
You're locked in?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, sir. I got some friends. Appreciate you.
Ladies and gentlemen, prior to the start of the ceremony, please match yourself and other electronic devices. You are welcome and encouraged to take pictures and videos throughout the ceremony. If you will please find your seats, we will begin momentarily. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have one my retirement. So yeah, nothing got that money sucker. Out. It's all. I'm a fourth. That's but I need something to come weird.
Yes, I know.
Oh, yeah. I'll say it.
Filled up that side. No.
All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Are you going? Are you going?
No, I told you. It's just like for the baby.
Yeah, that's it all out. Yeah, yeah, I'm. What's that? Wheels. Not good. Oh, my wrist is all that. So I'm not too bad.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Right. I'm hoping. Wait, Christina. I'll go first. Yeah.
Squeeze it. So sad. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the retirement ceremony in honor of Chief Master Sergeant David P. Arnett II. I am Senior Master Sergeant Cynthia Shamlat. And I am Master Sergeant Antoinette Brady. And we're your navigators for today's ceremony. Today, the men and women of the First Special Operations Logistics Readiness Squadron pay special tribute to Chief Master Sergeant Arnett in honor of his retirement from active duty and 30 years of distinguished service to the United States Air Force and his country. The presiding official for today's ceremony is Major Risha Lazama.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of the colors, singing of the national anthem, and the invocation.
Present the colors.
Ha! Tent, ha! Port, ha! Forward, ha!
Can you see by the dawn's daylight what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last, whose rosters and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly struck. And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner yet wave. For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ha! 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 Ha!
Let us pray. Today, we gather not just to celebrate a retirement, but to witness a logistics miracle. A Chief Master Sergeant making a clean break from email chains, late night phone calls, and the internal mystery of why urgent parts take 30 days to ship. We thank you, Chief Master Sergeant David Arnett, a leader who spent 30 years ensuring the right part was in the right place at the right time. Give or take a few back orders or a lost requisition or two. Lord, you know better than anyone the patience it takes to work in logistics. And with Chief Arnett. From navigating the supply chain to surviving surprise inspection, Chief has done it all with a story and a cup of coffee. We ask that you now bless him with fewer spreadsheets, no unit type codes, and a personal life that doesn't require Air Force Form 2005 to make a decision. May his future be filled with joy, laughter, and only the kind of paperwork that involves plane tickets and a tropical location, not cargo benefits. Thank you, Lord, for his decades of service, mentorship, and service. As he retires his uniform, may he find peace, purpose, and maybe, just maybe, a parking spot with his new DB tags. In your name, Lord, we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you to the field fire guard for their support and continued professional. Senior Care Vegetable Model, with a beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and Master Sergeant Green for your inspiring and heartfelt words. I would like to take a moment to recognize Chief Master Sergeant Arnett's special guests that are here with us today. Please hold your applause until everyone is announced. Chief Master Sergeant Arnett's spouse, Christina Arnett. Their beautiful children, Lisa and her significant other, Jacob Carr, Nellie, Brent, Lil Dave, and EJ.
For the kids.
His mother, Christine Lucas, and her guest, Joe Sonner.
Let's go, Mom.
His sister, Candace Stafford, and her daughter, Lizzie. His sister, Stephanie Stankorp, and her daughter, Christina. His sister, Wendy Ullery, and her daughter, Michaela. His aunt, Brenda Bell, and her husband, Tim. And all other friends and family members who traveled from all over to be in attendance for this momentous occasion.
We are also honored to have with us today the Operations Officer and Senior Enlisted Leader for the 1st Special Operations Logistics Readiness Department, Chief Master Sergeant Clive Rankins and Major Dennis Carpenter. To all the commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, and special guests, thank you for being here today. Recognizing a military member who is retiring from a career of long and honorable service is one of the oldest and most cherished military traditions. The military retirement ceremony is a time-honored tradition conducted to recognize the years of service a military member has devoted to the defense of their country. This ceremony provides the opportunity to say thank you for faithful service, to wish good luck in the future endeavors, and to bid a heartfelt farewell to Chief Master Sergeant Arnett as he transitioned into the next phase of his journey. through this transition, we must never forget that his retirement from the military is not the end, but merely the beginning of another fantastic adventure. It is my honor to introduce the presiding officer, Major Risha Lazama. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. Now, I'll admit I was a little bit nervous about today, honoring such an amazing man like Chief Arnett. I wanted to do him service or a justice after 30 long years of service. And to be completely honest, I was a little bit more nervous before this, and then I remembered it's Chief's retirement, and he's been counting down the days for the last 500 something. So I can't be any more nervous than he is. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start off by saying thank you for coming to honor Dave's family and his service to the United States Air Force. They're moving on to their next adventure, and we're more than excited to wish him a farewell. But more importantly, we're excited for you to go to retirement. Let me first say thank you to everyone that made today possible, to Senior Ski, Master Green, the Honor Guard, the rendition by Senior Airman Umamoto of the beautiful national anthem, and all of the teammates from the LRS and across our wing that made today happen. Your dedicated service, your time, your energy, and your commitment really pay a true tribute to Chief Arnett's service. And of course, to the people in attendance today. From our distinguished guests, Mr. J, Chief Rankins, Major Applebaum, I see Colonel Anderson in the back. And to all our chiefs, senior enlisted leaders, shirts, to my fellow airmen in the LRS, thank you for taking the time today to celebrate him. It's truly an honor and a privilege to preside over this ceremony celebrating his 30 years of service. I'll admit it's a daunting task to cover 30 years, which is 30 EPRs, enlisted performance reports, and 10 decorations. I have Mari here. Now, I'll go ahead and start by letting you know a little bit about his first administration. Chief started in 1995 as the 81st Supply Squadron at Keesler Air Force Base as pickup and delivery. For those of you who don't know, that has nothing to do with supply today. He was responsible for safe, secure, and expeditious delivery of all priority parts. He was extremely versatile, gives freely of his off-duty time back then, and his energy, drive, and willingness to accept increased responsibility are exceptional. All right, we're moving to 1997. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that to you. I won't put you through the typical monotony of what an Air Force retirement typically is. For those of you who don't know, an Air Force retirement is literally going over, that was his spout speech, every single one of these, and telling you his amazing decorations that he's gotten and all of the wonderful things he's done. I can do that. I can talk about how he was born at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and the state that started his die-hard love for Ohio State football. How he joined the Air Force at just 17 years old, or how as an airman he PCS'd to 3 different locations. There's another fun fact. He also spent the years of 17 to 24. Every single one of those birthdays he spent at a different location. All before 9/11. I could tell you that. Or just like most retirement speeches, I can tell you how in his airman years, he was asked multiple times to perform duties in the responsibility of senior NCOs and NCOs sometimes. Or how he loaded a 1.5 deuce onto a C-5. For those of you who don't know, a 1.5 deuce is a very, very large truck, and a C-5 is like the equivalent of a balloon whale. No idea how it gets in the air. I could talk about how deployed as an NCO, he worked for a maintenance commander who willingly gave him charge of the National Guard team of 5 people and 2 other airmen who had never deployed before. I could tell you how he gave the sole supply to KC-135s, C-130s, C-5s, and C-17s en route at the start of Operation Enduring Freedom, which contributed to the 2001 Best Active Duty Wing in the 15th Air Force, all while simultaneously growing his family by 2 and welcoming Mika and Noah. I could do that. And honestly, I really debated telling you about how in his senior NCO years, he was so vital to the team that even after PCSing to Japan, they called him back and said, hey, we actually need you at PACAF headquarters to train more people to turn over after the devastating tsunami hit and Operation Tamagotchi had just ended. He supported a 9.0 earthquake, a tsunami relief involving 24,000 service members, 189 aircraft, and 24 Navy ships. Now, keep in mind that you'd think that while he did his time in PACAF, he was super busy in Korea, Japan, and Hawaii, working a 12-hour shift. And for those of you who know, putting on your mock gear. But he wasn't too busy to find the love of his life, Tim. Just after finding the love of his life, Team Arnett, which was a crew of 4 at the time, little David joined them, grew to a team of 7 after getting married in 2013. I thought about telling you all of those things, but after hours and hours of pouring through his decorations, his EPRs, and I even interviewed him, which I will be completely honest, he didn't give me much. I thought about telling you more about his career, but let's be honest, instead of telling you about his career, I'm going to tell you about the person he was. I did interview a bunch of other people, Chief, so this is not just coming from a short, brown little girl who happens to be a major presiding over your ceremony. It came from the team. We talked about the person you were, the leader you've been to all of us, and the lasting legacy that you will leave behind. Now, after doing my research, I figured I'd share some of those words personally with you, Chief. So from former commanders who'd like to send you off on a good note. From Colonel Brandon Marone, former 374th LRS commander. Dave, on behalf of all who have had the privilege of serving alongside you, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations on your retirement. Your dedication, leadership, and unwavering commitment to excellence left an undeniable mark on the 374th Logistics Readiness Squadron at Yokota Air Base, Japan. Your tenure in the material management flight in 2011 and 2012 was particularly impactful as you led efforts that strengthened logistics operations in the devastating aftermath of Operation Tamagotchi and supported vital C-130 airdrops across the Pacific Island chains. Under your guidance, the flight played a crucial role in sustaining Yokota's airlift mission, ensuring that supplies and equipment were available when and where they needed to be. Your leadership inspired the soup airmen and fostered a culture of professionalism, innovation, and teamwork alongside our host nation allies. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your unwavering dedication to the United States Air Force. From Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Anderson, former 1 SOLRS commander. My fondest memory is a conglomeration of instances. If you had to describe Dave on an initial meeting, you might think he is about as cuddly as a rabid porcupine. He begrudgingly was told he needed to attend the senior leadership school, which is a mandatory event for commanders, but highly encouraged for SELs. I showed up the first day and he came to the table we were sitting together at, shook my hand and said, I'm Chief Arnett, and you should know, I'm gonna retire in 500 something days. I can never say he was the pinnacle of professionalism. He has his flaws, but Dave excels in moments when you need him the most. Dave would spend hours in the night fixing, correcting, and overhauling countless awards packages, decorations, and reports. There was never a time if a member came to him in the head shed and wanted advice that he didn't pour into them. Unfortunately, most of the squadron didn't get to see how much he cared about each and every airman. Dave's frank approach to things at times meant glass was broken. But let's be honest, there was a lot of ugly glass. Personally, I appreciated that I would get his true opinion whenever I asked. We didn't have to agree, but regardless, it didn't change how we handled business. And a job as complex as command, sometimes it's good to have someone predictable at your side. I asked around, Chief, to see what people really thought. I asked them how you impacted them, how you led, how you lived, and what they will take away. I learned a lot. Some of it I won't share. But one thing I couldn't agree more with is that you genuinely cared, you led with passion, and you never were afraid to admit that you did fail along the way. Persevered nonetheless, but you did fail along the way. I've seen these things personally, and I have to admit that from the outside, Chief, you look a little rough around the edges. You cuss like a sailor, you're loud, and you're always close checking the weather. For those of you that don't know, that means he's going outside to sweat. It did take me about 2 weeks to figure out what that meant until Mr. J enlightened me. And sometimes you're an instigator. I'll save the stories for when you tormented Mr. J by simply tilting every picture in the hallway ever so slightly for the mere purposes of simply pissing Mr. J off. But behind all that, Chief, you never let me down. You welcomed me with open arms, a young officer who was about to take responsibility as the right hand to Colonel Anderson in a unit I didn't know with a mission I didn't quite understand. You mentored me, you guided me, and you taught me how to be patient and not to just give people the answers. You taught me that struggle sometimes is the evolution of how we grow new leaders. You gave me perspective and advice on how to be better today for everyone and better for everybody tomorrow. Chief, you have left me far better than you found me, and I'm grateful to have served alongside you. I've mentioned all these great things about Dave, but we can't forget that he didn't do this alone. The Chief's father, Dave, who is watching online, and his mother, Christine. Ma'am, you were the firm foundation that raised a man that we graciously borrowed from you over the last 30 years. As a mother myself, I know that it takes a strong, supportive, and everlasting presence to be there for someone who served our country for the last 30 years. The Air Force likes to take credit for the great airmen that they bring and that come out of the military service. And I'm here to remind everybody, and we've heard it before, the Air Force doesn't make great people. We get great people who join the Air Force. So ma'am and sir, thank you for letting us borrow your son. You raised a wonderful boy who is now a great man, and you should be proud because I know that we are. To Chief Sisters, your brother has fought in wars. He's traveled the world and he's raised a family of his own. He couldn't have done it without your support. They say that the love of a parent is very different than the one they have lived because they have lived a life before you and they typically will pass before anyone else. But the love of a sibling is completely different. They've been with you for your entire life and they've watched you grow, have a family, grow old, and you typically go around the same time. So thank you for supporting him. Thank you for letting us borrow your brother and for allowing the United States Air Force over the last 30 years to call him our brother as well. Tamika, Nellie, Brent, and EJ, and little Dave. Your dad couldn't and honestly probably wouldn't be the man he is today without your love and support. He never missed an opportunity to brag about all of you, tell us your accomplishments, where you were, how you were doing, and trust me, we heard a lot of it. But he is so proud of you. Thank you for letting us steal the late night school activities, the homework time, the graduations, the weekends, the birthdays, and the holidays from you. We're hoping to give you those back now. From all of us to all of you, thank you for what you did to support and love on your dad. He served and sacrificed because of you and for you. And finally, to Tim, all I can say is thank you. From times raising the kids alone, single mom in it, missing him, going TDY and Y in San Antonio week after week. You sacrificed, you loved, and you supported him. You were the backbone of the family, and without you and your support, we wouldn't be where we are with him today. The military comes with a lot of complicated messes, and you are standing here before us stronger than ever. Your sacrifice was just as much, if not more, than we could have asked for. Thank you for serving him and serving our country as well. To round us out, I would like to honor Chief Arnett and his family one last time. I kindly request those present to stand as the base where you met Chief Arnett is announced. Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi. Camp Humphreys, Korea. Anderson Air Force Base, Guam. Grand Forks, North Dakota. McConnell Air Force Base, Kansas. Osam Air Force Base, Korea. Yokota Air Force Base, Japan. Joint Base, Pearl Harbor, Hickam. San Antonio, Texas. And Herbert Field, Florida. Let's give Chief and his family a round of applause. You may be seated. I'll end with this. Over the last 30 years, Chief, you poured your heart, mind, and soul into these people in this organization we call the United States Air Force. Today, we close a chapter in your life and open a new one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time we retire this Chief.
At this time, we'll present Chief Arnett with the Meritorious Service Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the Chief.
Policy order.
Attempted to order. This is to certify that the Meritorious Service Medal, 5th Oblique Cluster, has been awarded to Chief Master Sergeant David P. Arnett for meritorious service 1 July 2021 to 31 August 2025. Chief Master Sergeant David P. Arnett distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Chief Material Management, 1st Special Operations Logistics Readiness Squadron, 1st Special Operations Mission Support Group, 1st Special Operations Wing, Herbert Field, Florida. During this period, Chief Arnett led 361 military and civilian personnel in support of 77 special operations aircraft at the Air Force's 3rd largest wing. He guided the management of $980 million in fuels infrastructure, 766 vehicles, valued at $81 million, and a $1 billion supply account enabling 39,000 flying hours and the successful launch of 3 alert packages. Additionally, Chief Arnett analyzed the unit manpower requirements and drove 9 change requests with 4 commanders, generating 255 authorization updates. His functional expertise primed the squadron to implement 4 manpower studies and posture 104 unfunded requirements. Finally, Chief Arnett oversaw the Squadron Awards program and drove his team to earn 62 awards, including recognition as the best logistics readiness squadron in the Air Force. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Chief Arnett culminate along a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon the Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the publishing of the retirement orders. Publish the orders. Attention orders. By order of the Secretary of the Air Force, Special Order AC-000-815, Chief Master Sergeant David P. Arnett II is relieved from active duty, First Special Operations Logistics Readiness Squadron, Herberfield, Florida, effective 31 August 2025, per AFI 36-3203, in the grade of Chief Master Sergeant, after 30 years and 21 days, honorable, faithful, and distinguished service. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Each member retiring from active duty is presented with multiple special certificates of retirement to commemorate their active duty career. All certificates will be on display for viewing after the ceremony. Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who have achieved these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Chief Master Sergeant David P. Arnett II, having served faithfully and honorably, is retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of September 2025. Signed, Colonel Patrick T. Deering, Commander, First Special Operations Wing, and General David W. Alvin, Chief of Staff. Major Lizam and Chief Arnett, please be seated.
It is a time-honored tradition to present members of the United States Air Force a flag flown upon their retirement. Our nation's flag has flown during every battle ever fought. The flag represents our country and ideals we cherish most: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The flag also serves as a reminder that freedom is not free. It reminds us of the soldiers who served under General Washington and of all the service members who have fought and continue to fight and have made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our freedom.
Step, it, put. Step.
For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that their union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing the new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the 13 original colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states in the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic poem. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of the Air Force satellites that circle the globe, and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every American who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving its distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for our freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wait. Each retiring member receives a special button as a memento of their active duty and Air Force service. At this time, I'd like to ask Chief Master Sergeant Arnett's wife, Christina, to come forward and place this button on his lapel to symbolize the transition from active duty to retired status.
In honor of Chief Master Sergeant Arnett's retirement, he received numerous letters of appreciation to include former commanders in chief. We have a special certificate to present today from the current President of the United States. Major Lozano, please come forward to present the retirement certificate. It reads as follows: Certificate of Appreciation for service in the Armed Forces of the United States. Chief Master Sergeant David P. Arnett II, I extend to you my personal thanks and sincere appreciation of our grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with the devotion of duty and spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of the military service. And trust that in the coming years, you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you serve. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from the commitment, dedication, sacrifices made to ensure the protection of American freedoms. My best wishes to you and happiness and success in your future. Signed, Donald J. Trump, Commander in Chief. At this time, would Christina please join your husband? Today's ceremony would not be possible without the support of family and significant contributions and sacrifices that they made. The Air Force deeply appreciates the supportive role you have taken in your husband's distinguished career and acknowledges your faithful service by presentation of certificate of appreciation. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Ms. Maria Christina A. Arnett for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts in the nation's defense. Thank you for your support and gave strength to your spouse's service. Signed, Colonel Patrick T. Deary, Commander, 1st Special Operations Wing, and General Alvin David W. Alvin, Chief of Staff.
Regional Zombie Chief, Arnett, please be seated. Can I get all past and present chiefs to come forward to conduct an honorary tradition called the End of Trail, narrated by Chief Master Sergeant Clive Rankins.
DJ, get up here, Karen, let's go. If you are Chief Master Sergeant Select, please get up here. I'll just try to hide it. Chief Master Sergeant David Arnett, as a dear friend of mine and a peer to our brothers and sisters on stage today, I would like to take the opportunity to say thank you and recognize you for your selfless and uncompromising service to our country. But first, I would like to take a moment to explain to you all what you are about to witness, for it is not often that we gather to celebrate a chief's retirement. And far less often do we gather to celebrate 30 years of service. And so as a tribute to the rich history of our rank and its namesake, Chief Master Sergeants have a tradition for our retiring teammates, and it's called the End of Trail. DJ, don't give it to them until the end. The End of Trail sculpture has indeed become one of the most recognizable images in the United States. You'll find it tucked away in the redwoods of California, in the cowboy museums of Oklahoma, in the highlands of South Dakota, and in the lush green hinterlands of Wisconsin. But it was originally sculpted by James Earl Frazier for the Pacific International Exposition of 1915. Frazier struggled with creating an image that would benefit the occasion, to depict a vanishing race of fierce warriors, or to depict the transformation of a period of a proud spiritual people into the next century. Despite Frazier's original intent, many meanings have been assigned to the End of Trail sculpture, but undoubtedly Frazier created the masterpiece to signify closure. A weary acceptance that, for the warrior, tomorrow's battles were no longer his to fight. To the Chiefs here today, Frazier's work represents a warrior whose journey is complete. That's you, David. and thus signifies the start of his new journey home to family. And so to the family here today, to whom this chief is returning, all of us are deeply attuned to the unyielding sacrifice required of our military families. Please know that we honor your son, your brother, your dad, your husband. We honor you as well. Thank you for 3 decades of service and sacrifice, of boundless optimism and steely resolve. At this time, every chief, which they've already passed it, in the room will touch the sculpture, passing it from hand to hand. We do this because Chief Arnett has also touched our lives. We are a team of chiefs, truly a band of brothers and sisters who rely on and learn from each other as we advance our nation's cause. It is customary to remove the warrior spear and invert it, symbolizing the former transition between the life of a warrior and what will follow. And that chapter starts today for you, Dave. Dave, my brother, as you and your family prepare to take the first step into the next chapter, please accept this token of undying gratitude to you and your 30 years of service, of steadfast service to the men and women of the United States Air Force and the United States of America. On behalf of everyone here today, good luck to you and Godspeed, my friend. May the road ahead rise up to meet you. You may be seated. No, y'all come get a picture. Time out. Y'all bring it in close. I'm talking.
At this time, with CMSgt Fisher and her team, please come forward to present the chevrons.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, Chief did end up buying his own shadow box. Apparently he didn't have to take the box. You had to see him outright. Chief, I know when you went up to the squadron, I don't think you probably expected to come back to on flight. But when you did, we were eternally grateful for the countless hours and mentorship that you provided not only the O's, the senior NCOs from the office, to going down to each section, spending the time with them. I know they are eternally grateful for it, and you will be truly missed.
CMSgt endorse that. Please come forward to the United States Army Distribution.
It's like a big shadow box.
All that. Boys.
Just grab the flowers.
Yes.
He was like, hey, he was like, can I do the talking? And I was like, nay, sir, not this time. Where's this time? I shall. So those are folks that don't translate to what a D flight does, the LTNR and deployment distribution.
Basically in a nutshell, he's like that mean guy in an Amazon warehouse, the big boss. Sits up there and just yells at people to work all the time. LT and I are the guys that are in charge of packing the boxes to ship out, the drivers to take it away. And then we're the guys that deliver it to your house. And he's the mean guy that yells at us constantly and tells us why nothing's on time. So I just wanted to say, I'm joking all jokes aside. We truly appreciate you, Chief. If y'all have not been hearing any of the stories about the buster's career with the goodness he is with standing and making sure the correct people are correctly aligned and put on paper and all these confusions, it's like a matrix of trying to figure out how many people you're supposed to have, where they go, how they apply. There is nobody, no logistician, I'll promise you, my career that I've ever met that knows more about that world than he does. He truly is a one-of-one wizard when it comes to that. All the mentorship, all the appreciation, all the things you've done for our flight. He fights like heck to make sure the supply is not taken over or bullied by our flight in any capacity. I didn't know checking. I just said I'd go to the that one, start checking.
That's what happens when you're on staff, that you're in a room, with all the windows.
See, always teaching, even until the last day. Really appreciate you. I'm gonna let JLT give you the thing that we made for you. Sorry, it's not a cool shadow box, but we think it's pretty cool. Because what you get a chief after 30 years, right? If you ever saw his office, I just sit there and marvel at the coins and all the acronyms and the accolades. So we got you something that's actually from part of our world, their transportation side. And without further ado, I just want to say thank you so much. We'll give you that and we love you.
Chief, thanks, sir.
So much it's guilty.
Aerial delivery, we dropped multiple bundles, so we decided to get you a small one. It's scale though, so you'll have that. There's also a handy bottle there on top right here, so we just wanted to present this to you. Congratulations on a great, terrific career, and best of luck going forward. Exciting.
That's
Lieutenant Gonzalez and Master Sergeant Tilly, please come forward to present the gifts. And Sergeant Moorhan, I'm sorry.
Alright, so we just want to come up and say thank you to Chief for everything he's done for us, mentorship, guidance, all the fights you're able to also do for us on our path for our taking care of them. You do an excellent job of taking care of your team and your president's will truly be felt this is not very fun. Best of luck to you in your next endeavors and everything. So we wanted to say thank you. And then remind you of you will always be with you, so obviously great. When we have
Got a little something for you, can hear me, like I said. Tired out, anyone gets for you. What's the best thing, with fuel, we put all the fuel on the aircraft. Got a tendency, like to see things, so we got your favorite freight in there. Bar, retirement, and gambling, laboratory. So, promotion to you, and everything you did, was still up right down here. I personally just want to say thank you very much for everything. For the time.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
We do have one more thing we want to do.
Okay.
Who the hell?
I would remind him, feel well as supply.
Lieutenant Davis and Master Sergeant Manuel, please come forward to present your gift from beautiful men.
Yeah.
It's like, we got into something that will hopefully do sooner than later, a little doubtful. So on behalf of the entire vehicle management invite, it's an honor to recognize Chief Arnett as he retires. Chief, you have been more than a leader to us, you have been a mentor and often our compass when things got tough. Your dedication to manpower spreadsheets and your unwavering integrity have left a long-lasting mark, not just on the VM shop, but on all of us as a whole. It is a privilege to serve under him and alongside him. Chief, your legacy in every airman you guided, every vehicle you helped keep in the fight, and every tough day was made easier by your passionate presence. Thank you for everything you've done and every time you make me laugh in the office meetings. You'll always be part of the team in which you.
Mr. J and Chief Residents, please come forward to present it here on behalf of the squad.
Yeah. So the commander started a tradition whenever he showed up. He's like, man, we got to get us a gift. Mr. J puts people on blast. You got a lot of going aways coming up. What are you going to do? Don't be the commander that giving people something. So he went out in true fashion. Karen, where you at? Get on up here, shouting. Hey, that's the SEL right there. So he went on to the Air Commando Heritage website. I didn't know they had a website. He found it, and apparently this is the hat that the original Air Commandos wore back when they were killing bad people, taking names and stuff. So it says, Chief Master Sergeant David P. Arnett II, from July 2021 to September 2025, Hartsfield, Florida. You see the Air Commando patch right there. We got the sport stuff. And you led us to a medallion. You left me with an amazing blueprint. And with 2-time wonders, baby. Let's get it. Appreciate you, man.
Great. I'm a supply guy by nature. So many disagreements. Right. They're both in the house, you know, and this was just enjoying it work with you. We're not done yet. We got some things to do after you're back. And I'm gonna get hold of you. Everybody, all right.
So I first heard about Dave Arnett when I was in the command about 3 years ago. And finally got to work with him and actually meet him last year, and I was super grateful. Like I said before, you know, you're quick to give guidance and help out wherever you can. Never with a judgmental mindset or anything like that. It's just always ready to pour into people. So for that, I am very grateful. Thank you for pouring into all the 2S community within the flight. Like, they don't know how much you care. And I got to see that. And so thank you for teaching me that and just being somebody that I can look up to. We will definitely miss you. We already have, because those spreadsheets, I don't know what's going on. The guys are, yeah, they're totally fun. But anyways, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for us. I wish you and your family just a happy journey and whatever comes next for y'all. So.
Like soon be Chief Fisher said, he pours everything into him. I got to meet him when I first got here, I've only been here Friday. As soon as I landed, he was in my ear, helping me with flight center that I never even touched. Telling me things I'm doing wrong, things I could be doing better, give me hints on how I could improve it, but not really telling me. So when I got to pull it out of him and come with him with different things, he's like, yeah, you're close, try again. But he was there for me when I put in for sure. He was instantly, he gave me the good and the bad. He's like, listen, you're only released of one, you might not get it, but I have faith in you and I'm gonna push you. Here I am, I'm gonna be able to do it, all because he was able to believe in me and still push me for you, even though there was maybe 5% chance to get it. So for that, thank you. And I kind of wish it still staying as you're going to this grad.
Oh, yeah.
Well, first way.
No way. All right. Exactly. Enjoy it next.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Chief Master Sergeant David Eva Arnett. United States Air Force, retired.
My turn? All right. First, thank you. Megan, for doing this. I know. You may have hoping I pick somebody else, but. Somebody was supposed to have PCS. That you were supposed to be along, so. Even though you're not being employed. Senior remote, thank you. Steve. And Tony. I really appreciate y'all stepping in, because I kind of just like dropped it on you. I was like, hey, I didn't know.
You're stating
Please really did. I was trying to not inconvenience anybody, so I can take care of some of the stuff, and then, I put it off, My sisters. Trail. Thank you. It's the first time that they didn't believe me. Last chance, so I might as well. Now I want to let that light on.
Well, they.
Yeah.
You gotta read down, read down.
She did visit me in most of the places. CODIS, she wasn't flying nowhere. That's what I realized I kind of wrong. My address did visit me in Hawaii. They're coming there.
Yeah.
Make that deli.
That's a long time.
I know. You never have a choice. I mean, when she went to college, where I was at Dakota, she went to Wright State. And when you're overseas and your kids are going to college, they get a free plane ticket every year to come visit you. So she got a free plane ticket to go to Japan after her freshman year. Now she came to Japan and turned around and went to the Philippines. But she did come to Japan. And then my wife. We started like sleeping on an air mattress. And look at us now. Yeah. So thank you. I'm gonna start at the beginning, 95. That dude saved me. I thought couple times. Actually, I started before that, so thank God. Because without him, I would definitely would be here. Because he put people like that in place to take care of me. Yeah, I had some problems with pizza. Yeah.
That's why you know all that stuff.
Yeah. Don't talk to Luke. He took care of me. My first great supervisor I had there was Hoyt Marshall, staff sergeant. He told me that hey, this dude was the one and only person I know who got 100 on his CDCs for a 7 level. Dude was smart. He was, I'll get out. Told me that one day I was gonna be outranking him, I was gonna be his supervisor. That just blew my head up. And just told me, you know, sky's the limit, and that's what motivated me. Master Sergeant Diane Young was our senior NCO there, and just the way that she cared about the team, she was the mom, and it was just, that was the one and probably the only time I felt that kind of team right there. Bouncing around, I had some good Anderson, I was a senior at Camp Indy. He was awesome. Uh, Jerry Dale. Had some problems, some hiccups at him. He took care of him. And then, of course, the team here. I tell you what, I could not be more proud to go out in this quadrant right here. The last 4 years, we won 2 medallion awards. I mean, that touched all 3 of the commanders, but John Hardy got 1, you, and Hernandez touched this last one. Out of the last 4 years, we had 3 of the senior NCAA of the years for a wing. All 3 of them in here, 2 of them, one of them's already got chief on, one's got chief coming. The other one's got chief coming too. Yeah, so we'll find out hopefully in December. But man, this water is just amazing. The alert missions, the bags, it's just nonstop. What is that? No, sorry. Were they stealing our people? And then- Oh, that's good. It's been water, it's just on top, and it's just honor and enjoy the work that I this water. After every time we do something, we always do an AAR after action report, we do our lessons learned. Sean will probably call it retrospect. In our PMP. So looking back on my career, some of the things that I've learned. One of the first things I learned was not to worry about what everybody else is doing and focus on what your responsibilities are. They don't care if everybody is pencil whip in the 1800s. If your vehicle is pencil whipped and your vehicle is a quart load of oil, you're the one getting in trouble. And to say everybody else is pencil whipping it is not going to get you out of it. That happens. What else? If people don't like you, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're staying on point and just take care of business and doing what you got to do. Just because you're early every day by 10, 15 minutes, that one day you're late, they might not be happy. They might try to get after you. So don't give no excuse. That happened. Can't do everything by yourself. You got a team, rely on your team, and allow your team to help you out and support you. If you say you're going to update the training records, you better get the training records updated. They don't care if you did 100 other tasks. If you said you was going to do it, you didn't do it. They're lower. Yeah, so, a few of the things that I learned throughout my career, still worth learning some of them. Obviously, I didn't write a speech, so. Not really. Things I'm gonna miss the most is just the people, the relationships. Man, it's just 30 years, all the way back to 95. And I haven't seen Lou since 97. And as soon as I sent him the invite, he was all over it. Same thing with Casper. If we go back to Dakota, and then we were in San Antonio together. This fool drove all night from San Antonio, got here like 2 o'clock in the morning. All good. Kalia, I thought you'd sneak in the back. We were at Hickam together. She retired, what, 2 years ago at England?
Yeah.
That's the other thing I want to say. So my leadership style, I'm a little rough. Nobody knows that more than my kids, my wife. I mean well, but I'm not trying to be anybody's friend. I'm trying to push people to make them better, to make them grow. I always tell a story when you're in the gym, lifting weights. You're doing this number, you're not getting stronger. You got to struggle. You got to feel the weight in order to grow and to get stronger. Did I always do it the best way? Probably not. But it was encouraging when I had Like my daughter, when she was doing her bachelor's, and after probably about 2, 3 years maybe, she called me and said, you know what, I finally understand everything you've been teaching me. Same thing, Khalid did the same thing to me. After she had been at Eggland for a while, she hit me up, she's like, you know what? Finally understand what you was telling me. So, like I said, obviously probably not your best friends, but hopefully I pushed you and everybody got stronger and grew. That's pretty much all. Of course, I gotta go out saying a chant, so. LRF! Zoom, zoom!
Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women of Herbertville with Chief Arnett and his family much happiness and success in his future. Please stand as Chief Arnett leads us to sing the airport song.
Before y'all leave, Off we go, into the wild blue yonder, finding out is the sun. Here it comes, soon to be our thunder, here we come, here we come. And we die, spun the flames from under, off with one hell of a roll. We live and go down the place, not stop the U.S. Air Force. See you. The kids too, everybody just following. Hello, Dave. Oh. Yes. I kept falling.